So the goal today is to have the arcade cabinet be able to seamlessly switch between the gaming PC and the Raspberry Pi 4, and I think I have the tool for the job. This device is called a KVM. That just stands for keyboard, video, mouse. It's used in the IT world, mainly when you need to control multiple computers from one machine. The alternative would be carrying around a monitor, keyboard, mouse on what is called a crash cart and plugging it into different servers and then controlling them from there. That's where a KVM comes into play. Now my one machine is going to be my arcade cabinet. Now I got this KVM on Amazon. It costs around 50 bucks. I was willing to spend that because I really wanted this to work this way. So the KVM came with these two squid cables. One end of the cable is just an HDMI and the other end of the cable is an HDMI, a USB 2.0, and also a 3.5mm headphone and microphone plug. Now for the PC, that went smoothly. I took the single HDMI side, plugged it into the KVM, took the squid cable side and plugged the HDMI, USB, and the audio jacks into the PC. Now the problem I ran into is with the Raspberry Pi. Now the Raspberry Pi doesn't have a traditional HDMI port. It has that little tiny port that's on the side. So I figured I could I'll just use the cable that it came with and plug that into the KVM. Well, the KVM needs that USB to be plugged into the machine to send information back and forth. So I got an adapter on Amazon that actually converts the HDMI on the Raspberry Pi to a full-size HDMI female connector that I was able to use the squid cable with. Now at this point, I'm able to switch seamlessly between the two units, and it's for the most part picking up my inputs, but I'm still running into some problems. The problems I'm running into are on the PC side. So I'm loading up Steam, I'm loading up Mortal Kombat, I'm loading up Street Fighter and Tekken, and I'm not able to get any input to the game. And I'm like, oh man. So I'm searching for drivers. I'm like, there's gotta be like some drivers out here. I can't figure it out for the life of me. I'm searching the brand of the joystick and buttons that I got and seeing if there are any forums, if they have any documentation on their site. I'm like, was this thing not designed to work on Windows at all? And I eventually found it out. It was Steam. So I actually had to go in my Steam settings and enable Xbox 360 input. For some reason, it's either Windows or it's Steam that sees it as an Xbox 360 controller. Maybe it's some sort of weird firmware that it just applies to everything since it's Microsoft. I'm not 100% sure. But hey, I found the actual input device in Steam and I was able to actually button map and get everything working. So at this point, I'm actually able to switch input and video between the Raspberry Pi and the PC seamlessly and essentially play both at the same time. But why? Is the question everybody was asking on my Reddit post. Why do you need to be able to switch between the Raspberry Pi and the PC? Why not just use the PC? Because I don't wanna. But no, the real reason why I want to switch between the two is because I want the main primary source of input to be the Raspberry Pi 4. Mainly because I want the core build of this to be affordable. And two, there's just such a big community for the Raspberry Pi. And what you get from that are these sick pre-built images that people build. Like this one, for instance. This is a 12,000 ROM, 128 gig image from Wolfenaz. I've mentioned this build a million times on my channel. But anyways, I want the heart of this to be a Raspberry Pi. But I want to play some of my Steam games also every once in a while. And I want to be able to switch between them seamlessly because I want to live stream some of these retro games that I never actually got to play because I didn't have all the consoles, and then by the time I got older I never went back and played some of these games. The first one being Chrono Trigger, I think. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing a 32-year-old play Chrono Trigger for the first time. I don't know. I think it'll be fun. So you may not see super clearly, but that TV's still not mounted in there. Now these two wooden pieces are actually supposed to be installed and glued on the inside of the frame. And then the actual TV mount board that I have sticking out up here will go on top, and that'll be our mounting surface. So next time you see me, I'll be installing that mount hopefully, and maybe a couple of other surprises. That video will be posted here, so stay tuned. Peace.